What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video guys, I don't have a lot of news, but I will try to explain you the intrinsic value of next bridge hydrocarbon shares right after the Orogrande Basin was lost by the company, and what do we have left on the table in order to prove the share price of at least $2.9, the closing price on December the 8th, or potentially $300 that was pretty much confirmed by one of the broker-dealer who is in litigation process with Scott Trott. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And guys, today's video I want to begin with this tweet. We know that Gary Gensler will be fired from his post within within foreseeable future, let's put it this way. And the main question for now, who will replace him? And I think we have a couple of candidates potentially who are in the short list of Donald Trump, but definitely for now it is just rumors, but nevertheless these two people might be very interesting for MMTLP case. So Stephanie wrote this tweet with this video of Devin Nunes, the CEO of Trump Media, and she wrote, "With Gary Gensler resigning, a new chairman needs to be chosen to replace him. My personal top pick would be Devin Nunes. At first I didn't think about him as he is the CEO of Truth Social, but watching this video puts him as my #1 pick. Wishlist is that Patrick Byrne as an advisor for 100 days and Susan Trimbath would replace Esther Pierce. So quite interesting nominees. Of course, that's just my fantasy wish. Devin Nunes is already thinking RICO. And let me show you right here that Patrick Byrne himself, the person who was the CEO of Overstock, the company which was shorted by naked short sellers to oblivion back in, I guess, 2019, he wrote this: "My vote is for Nunes over me to be SEC chair." And Patrick Byrne is the second potential candidate for this post. And I have to admit that it might be quite interesting to see who will be the head of this commission. On top of that, guys, let me show you somewhere here. Dennis Neal wrote this tweet and he addressed it to Patrick Byrne. "Patrick, please come on a Zoom call with me this Wednesday for my podcast What's Bugging Me on Ricochet. On naked short sales, who should run SEC and justice for MMTLP holders? Please, sir." And I have to admit that Dennis Neal is still helping us because his podcast from time to time publish some information in regards to our case, and I have to admit that this information is quite interesting and, to be honest, very precise in terms of the current status. That is why it is definitely worth your attention to take a look at this news as well. On top of that, guys, Pulte, who just yesterday deleted all of his tweets. He started his Twitter account from scratch, and as you can see, he published his so-called first tweet just 20 hours ago, and for now he doesn't have any mentions of MMTLP, despite the fact that about 3 or 4 months ago he was a quite active person who also tried to help MMTLP community. But so far, we don't have any updates from this site. Unfortunately, we don't have any updates. So, and let's take a look to some numbers. Where might be the money that was stolen from the companies which was shorted to oblivion by naked shorters? And Christian Shaughnessy 20 hours ago published this tweet: 6.5 billion of financial instruments sold and not yet purchased. And this screenshot is from the Virtu Financials quarterly report, and they had about $6.5 billion in these financial instruments that basically they are pure profit. And I have to admit that these numbers for the majority of major market makers like Victor Financials, some major banks, Citadel Securities, and others, these numbers are consistently growing from year to year, and potentially inside to these mind-boggling figures we can find the money which was stolen from MMTLP community as well. And guys, as you can see, MacD Dougal 56 wrote this. Wonder how much of that is MMAT, MMTLP, and GME. And Christian Shaughnessy added and NWBO and DJT. So we know that there are multiple of companies who is consistently under attack of short sellers, and definitely this money might be stolen from them, and you can find them potentially on these balance sheets. On top of that, guys, unfortunately, I don't have any information from Scott in regards to his lawsuit, but I want to pay attention to his recent document. Let me show you that it is first amended complaint that was filed on November the 8th, and it is Plaintiff Scott Roth's motion for declaratory judgment and injunctive relief. And you might wonder, why do I want to show you this document? And I have to admit that I receive a lot of questions in the comment section and in DMs on Twitter in regards to the intrinsic value of NextBridge hydrocarbons right after the Orogrande asset was lost. And guys, unfortunately, for now, I cannot basically rely on any particular numbers of the intrinsic value because let me show you, wait a second. Right here, this is their earnings report, 10Q form that was disclosed just a couple of days ago. And I showed you that NextBridge hydrocarbons have quite ridiculous numbers in total assets, just $1.2 million, and mind-boggling numbers in total liabilities, more than $51 million. And I want to pay attention that they don't have enough cash to operate. That is why in the video where I explained this report, I told you that potentially NextBridge hydrocarbons might be on the edge of bankruptcy. And at the same time, guys, we know that Orogrande asset was the biggest asset for the company. But as you can see, this is unaudited report that ended September the 30th. And we know that the Orogrande Basin was lost, and the news because of this update was published, wait a second, on October 23rd. Yes, October, somewhere in October of, end of October of this year. And here you can see that in assets, you can find oil and natural gas properties net of impairment. And if you try to search this Louisiana, you can see that all of these numbers, $325,710 balance of oil and natural gas properties as of September 30th, 2024, is entirely attributable to the Wildcat project. And it is not the Orogrande. Wildcat is the project of Wildcat projects is in Louisiana. This means some of the intrinsic value is still there. And to be honest, the structure of the debt of NextBridge hydrocarbons is also quite interesting. The vast majority of this $51 million of liabilities belongs to Greg McCabe, the CEO and the chairman of NextBridge hydrocarbons. And to be honest, it is quite an interesting situation where the CEO and the chairman of the company, who has the majority of shares, about 22 million shares, if I remember it correct, he is the main debtor and he is the main creditor of this company. And yes, it is up to him whether he will file a bankruptcy or not, and definitely it will be the decision that he will make based on some details that unfortunately we don't know. And this is one of the crucial points, why we don't know all the details, despite the fact that a lot of you are just shareholders of the company, and you have absolutely similar rights to know what is happening with your company. But with the lack of information, unfortunately, we cannot make any conclusions, and the only path how we can improve the value or the payments for the damages, the remedies for the damages that should be paid to you is the lawsuit. And for now, we have the only lawsuit on the table, which was filed by Scott Trott. And let me show you again this document that was filed on November the 8th. And on the page 30 of this document, you can find this information. Wait a second, please. Here it is. It is the footnote number 19. As Trott documents in his first amended complaint, orders were being placed and accepted by brokers such that share values over a broad range from $300 approximately to over $25,000 per share were accepted, and on screen Bloomberg videos show it going quickly from the hundreds of dollars into the thousands. This puts the true extent of the MMTLP fiasco at over $330 billion being taken from MMTLP holders. And guys, definitely it is not the best explanation, and it is not the best proof of the potential value that was stolen from the MMTLP holders, but it gives us at least a baseline from which we might start to count all the remedies. And $300, let me show you, wait a second, this is the first amended complaint, and on the page 2 you can see that, wait a second, I will quote you in details. Trott submitted under oath evidence and resubmitted it in his objection to Schwab's motion for stay and for arbitration that Schwab had deleted communications via Schwab's messaging service even after Trott served notice of intent to sue for damages in December of 2022. Trott also learned recently that Schwab had on March 20, 2024 deleted critical phone recordings between himself and the Schwab employee who stated that MMTLP was trading at 100x the lit market price in the run-up to the 9th of December of 2022 trading halt, that it was halted by request of TD Ameritrade and Schwab to protect itself, and that this same TD Ameritrade Schwab employee stated to Trott the price of MMTLP bore no reflection of its value, and therefore TDA and Schwab could shut down trading. So, and we know that on December the 9th, right before the U3 halt, the price of MMTLP shares was at $2.89, if I remember it correct, and it is the closing price, it is the lowest price of the day. This means 100x means the price of the shares at the very end of trading session was at least $300 approximately. And guys, for now, this is the only evidence of the potential price as a baseline, and the intrinsic value of next bridge hydrocarbons unfortunately is not the best one. I don't think that with the total number of shares of about 250 million, and we know that from the spin-off data it was added a little bit less than 100 million shares, and originally it was 165 million shares during the spin-off procedure. And with this delusional add-on to the number of shares, and with the lack of assets that might support the intrinsic value, I'm afraid the real value of the stocks for 2 days of trading is close to zero. That is why, guys, let me show you again my document where I explain to you, wait a second, somewhere here, where I explained to you that 2 days of trading is not only the least probable outcome for the resolution, but it is not the best in terms of the value. That is why, guys, I think we have to push the litigation processes in order to have at least some kind of payments, in order to receive some kind of payments. And we shouldn't rely on 2 days of trading at all, because short sellers will not close their position. They wasn't intended to do so, and they don't want to do it either at this very point. On top of that, NBH Hydrocarbons is a completely different company rather than MMTLP, because the spin-off changed not only the name but the company itself, and we cannot use the actions that happened back in the days with MMTLP as the baseline for the trading of NBH Hydrocarbons shares. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed.